There we go.
Okay, they should be able to hear us now.
Can they?
I hope so.
We'll see. We'll see
I
soon
guess we
enough.
will see.
Say hi if you can hear us.
Turn. Oh no, I'm not doing no damn camera. Hell no.
Yeah, no cameras today. I've been out all day.
I know.
I literally just got in right before we started setting up.
Mm. So how do I get rid of this chat right here? I'm trying to just have our two faces on this on the Discord.
Which button is it? God, it's been so long.
I know it's been a long time. Like if it was more than two, then of course it wouldn't show up.
Uh, don't you just double click it?
I am. Share your screen. No.
Oh, you can like kind of drag it down,
Oh,
like
I
like
can.
go right. Yeah, like manually drag it down. It won't go all the way, but it'll cover most of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's do it that way. All right. All right. I guess that's just how we gonna do it. All right. All right, let's get started, man. What is up?
Okay.
What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy Regamer 27 back again with another podcast. And yes, I know it's been almost a month. I know it's been a minute. But hey, I wasn't lying. We still doing this podcast. We're just trying to find the right time of doing this. But of course, a few people came be here today, so I was like, you know what, just gonna be just me and Alex today. So we got a few topics we want to talk about. We got the whole Xbox. Of course, you got the showcase with Xbox coming out in a few weeks, and we got also PlayStation coming out this week. So I'm very, very excited about it, and we're gonna have our predictions on what they're gonna show. And as far as on the Nintendo side, even though Nintendo ain't really got much going on except one gigantic, huge bombshell they just gave us, that's the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, just released a little bit over a week ago. Very excited to talk about it. There's a few controversies about it. I know a lot of people still crying about the meta score and the 30 frames and all that. So give me my input, my intake on how I feel about the game. I don't know if you've been playing it, Alex. Have you been playing it?
I got a few hours in. I got off the Great. I don't what was it called? Great Plateau again. I got off the training sky area or whatever, and
Gotcha.
then I kind of haven't played it since then.
I got you. I got you. Okay, so you got a little, you touch it up a little bit. So me, I probably got about 20 some hours into it. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. That'd probably be our first subject, because there isn't really much to talk about as far as on the Nintendo side. Let's go and get our introductions out the way. Go ahead and start with yours, Alex.
What's going on, everyone? Alex Prime here. We're back. We told you we'd be back. It took a little longer than expected, but we're here. We're short Nick, but he'll be back next time. And we're
Yeah.
here to talk about a lot of games. So
I
get
guess I,
excited.
I guess next time it will be when it be us three. What's the name of that show? It was Alex Real and fucking Nick. Is that the name of the show?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you just got demonetized for saying the F word within the first 10 minutes. So good job.
Oh, what, they gonna take 2 pennies from me? Man, they ain't paying me
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
those 2 pennies are gone. It's over.
Man,
I just lost a penny. 50%. I've lost it.
God dang. Now, if I was if this was my job, then yeah, I'd really be careful on what I say. But man, this ain't no god, man, dude. I'm done trying to, make this a priority. I remember years ago, I was making 2-3 videos a day, trying to build a channel and all that. And as soon as when the Adpocalypse came out, a lot of channels, especially smaller channels, got destroyed. A lot of viewership was lost. After that situation, I was like, man, forget it, man. I ain't got time for this. So my daily videos went to just a weekly podcast. My weekly podcast went to yearly podcasts. God dang.
Yearly anniversary
Yeah,
podcast.
anniversary, annual podcast. so so we trying to at least do a podcast a week, man. Just stay consistent, man. That's the least we can do for the long time viewers that's been subscribed to this channel. So yeah, man. I guess. Oh, you already did your intro, right?
Oops. I did mine. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, like I say, man, let's go and get to the topic. So the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom been out for over a week, and I know it's a lot of as an Xbox game. Y'all know, a lot of y'all know I'm primarily an Xbox gamer. It's just not been a lot of good news, on the Xbox side. If you're a true Xbox fan, and I'm a little disappointed on how Redfall came about. It's just been a lot of. I just feel that it's been a whole bunch of distractions with the ABK going on. So I guess with the fan base, a lot of them, got that, there's a media bias that's going on. If that was a game that launches on Xbox with Tears of the Kingdom with the sub 30 frame, sometimes dips to the 20s and got Nintendo 64 trees and the graphics looking like that. Like they said that game would have scored a 50 some on Metacritic just because it's got that Xbox stench on it. So, so so like, if you just look past the graphics on there, like one thing about Nintendo, they always go by art style. They never go by photorealism. The only game that
Yeah.
I could see that they go, deep into like photorealistic is probably the Metroid series, the Prime series. But as far as Zelda, it's always been a artistic type. But just look past the graphics, and yes, I know like as far as the frame rates, that's one thing I can say about the media. Like they do pick and choose on who they ding. As far as if there's like frame rate issues, like certain games get dinged, and certain games don't get dinged. Redfall got dinged a lot for the frame rates, but then again, I wanted to just say frame. It's just the whole game,
Well,
just.
to be fair, everything they showed about Redfall was in 60 FPS.
Yes.
They like misled people for months, so like you can't really blame people for being mad about
Yeah,
that.
no, that's understandable. But if you just look past the whole frame rates, like Zelda, like it's a great game. Like the physics of this game, like the exploration, like this. You know what? This game kind of reminds me of Elden Ring. Like you just basically just go pick your adventure. It's so much in that world to go explore, man. Like when I was playing Elden Ring, I was like, God dang, this game got so much freaking content, and it was so brutal. Like I am a huge fan of the Soul series. I know you don't play those type of games, Alex,
Hmm.
but the more I play with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it kind of reminds me of Elden Ring on how big that world is, and on how we just gotta go pick our adventure and like on Sony's games, they hold your hand on how to solve puzzles. Nintendo don't hold your hand. Nintendo don't hold your hand when you play Zelda, and if you play a Souls game, they definitely don't hold your hand if you're trying to figure something out. So that's one thing I can appreciate that because I like a little challenge. I really do like a little challenge. And as far as me, I spent almost a full week trying to basically reach all those sky towers just to unlock all my maps, dude. The world is so big, dude. I swear, I was on Zelda all freaking day trying to unlock all the sky towers, dude. That's just how massive that world is. Like seriously, I am still. I just beat my first boss, and that was the sludge boss. The sludge, I think the sludge boss, and I'm dude. It is so massive. This game is so massive, dude. I just like when I was on Elden Ring for like 3-4 months, just playing and grinding. I feel that I'm gonna be doing the same thing on Zelda. It got to a point that you know how I tell you my wife loves Splatoon,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's not happy right now. She's not
What
happy
happened to
because
Splatoon? Oh, because you're playing Zelda all the time.
she's not happy because she was basically pulling my ear today. She was like, "Man, when you gonna give me the game? It's time. It's my turn. Get on the Xbox or something." I was like, "Ain't
You're
no, ain't
gonna
no
have to get
PlayStation."
another Switch soon.
Dude, I was really thinking about getting another Switch. I was like, man, something has to give. I do want to get that OLED. I thought
Yeah.
about trading my PS4 Pro, but when I was looking at GameStop, Dude, they only give me $82 of trading credit. I was like, are you serious? 82,
$82. You could just
82.
sell that thing on Facebook probably for like 300 or something.
They selling it for 250 at GameStop. Are you kidding me? Yeah,
Okay, maybe 200 then.
I'm eventually sell it. I'm gonna sell it. I'm not trading that mess into GameStop. That's the reason why I don't go to GameStop no more, because of that nonsense.
$82. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I thought about trading that in, including a few games at GameStop to get a Switch OLED, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just
Yeah.
wait. I'm gonna just wait. I thought about using my credit card, but my wife, she just reminded me that we about to go on a vacation in a couple of months.
You gotta cancel your vacation because you bought a Switch. She'll beat your ass.
Yo, that'll make her happy. God
Baby,
dang.
you don't gotta relax. You can play Splatoon.
Golly, man. So yeah, so we just switching right now. She's in the living room. She's playing
Yeah.
Splatoon. One thing about my wife is if she plays Splatoon, she will be on there
Oh,
to about
one sec.
midnight. What's up?
One sec. Little man's banging on the door. I'll be
Oh
right back.
man. All right, I got you. Do what you got to do. All right. So yeah, what we got in the chat? We got G Rock. What up? Xbox whack. Redfall is trash as fuck. No, you not. Well, you said no, you're not. Well, Smith, what's up, Smith? So, real gamer, I thought you were finna let me down another weekend. Glad y'all came back. Hey man, look, hey man, I apologize. It's just so much been going on, dude. I'm really trying to do this weekly podcast back again. As far as next week, I want to do another Sunday, but I got family coming over next week because instead of us celebrating on Memorial Day, I don't like celebrating on the day of the holiday because we have to go to work the next day. I don't want to go to work all tired, after the party is over. We spending hours cleaning up, and by the time 10, 11 o'clock, kids just past their bedtime, and I gotta wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get ready to go to
Sorry
work.
about that.
It's too much. It's too much. So I'm much. We gonna try to be more consistent. As far as next week, I'm gonna try to figure something out because, like I said, next Sunday we we got this thing going on in my house. But yeah. Since Alex is back, so okay, what's your first impressions on Zelda, man? What do you think?
Okay, my people aren't gonna like this, but like
Oh
so
man.
far, like I acknowledge the game is quality made, all that. I think the game visually looks a lot better than Breath of the Wild, but it's just not the kind of game that I want to play right now.
Hmm.
I don't. I don't know what it is. I'm just not feeling it. I played a few hours. I wasn't all that invested, and I kind of put it down. And it's been almost a week, and I haven't picked it back up. I almost feel guilty for not liking it for some reason. I don't know what it is because I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, but it's not my favorite Zelda. And this is kind of more of the same. I don't really like the crafting stuff because I'm not really into that. But I'll try again later when I have a little more time. So I kind of just went back and played more Judgment. And I finished Judgment. That game is that game is right up my alley. I love that game.
Talking about the first one or the second one?
The first one, so I gotta start playing the second one.
Oh, you a big fan of the Yakuza series, ain't you? You
Oh
play.
yeah, like Yakuza is like one of my favorite franchises now, over Zelda even.
Oh, did you play all of them, all the Yakuza games, including the JRPG one?
All of them except for the one that just came out, Ishin, the one that's like a spin-off game.
Oh, okay, I got
But
it.
yeah, I played the RPG one, like a dragon.
So,
That one was sick. It was really good.
so I heard that. I heard that was really good. Like some people did. I eventually got to it again. I just put it down. I didn't really.
Oh,
Got
it's so
into
good. It's actually dethroned Persona 5 as my favorite JRPG.
it. What? Are you serious?
Yeah, and you know how much I love Persona 5.
Oh man, that is crazy because Persona 5,
Yeah.
that is my best JRPG ever, dude. I don't know who can top that.
You know what it is that puts Like a Dragon over Persona to me? It's because it's all starring adults and they have
Yeah.
adult problems. It's not like kids in high school. It's like that adds another level to me because we're older, right? So we can relate to these characters more.
I
And they copied a lot of stuff from Persona, like the stylish battle system and stuff. And they have summoning like in the Final Fantasy games. It's so good.
oh, that's
It's
pretty cool.
amazing. Yeah.
Do you need to play the other Yakuza
No,
6 and
it's
stuff on?
it's it's completely standalone. You don't need to.
Oh, I got you. I got you. 'Cause I know
Yeah,
some people they ask about like, since those Persona was it 3, 4, and 5 went to Game Pass. Some people did ask, do we need to start on the third one? No, not really, because they all completely different
they're all
stories.
self-contained. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like there's references, so if you play the other ones, you'll understand some stuff, but it's definitely not necessary.
Oh, okay. Okay. I love me some JRPGs, man. I don't
Oh,
like.
it's fantastic. You'll love it. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So okay, so as soon as I'm finished, dude, like I don't even know how I'm gonna get to it. I do eventually want to get to it, but I have to finish Zelda. And as soon as I finish Zelda,
Yeah, yeah, I
I
feel you. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I don't know what it
finish.
is. It's just not clicking with me. I'll try again later, but just I was not into it. I don't know why.
Well, it's like this: if you got so many games to play and you got little time to spare, I'm gonna let you know, man. Zelda's gonna take a long time because I'm getting
I
that.
know it's gonna be like 100 hours. Yeah.
Probably more than that. I'm getting that Elden Ring vibe because, dude, I spent over 200, almost 300 hours on Elden Ring alone.
Oh, damn.
Like that game is so massive. I believe that game launched at $60 last year. Like that, right? A game like that was worth the price. I don't even mind spending
It's
$70 for a
still
game like that.
$60. It's never gone on sale.
It don't have to go. Normally, From Software games don't go on sale like that. If you think about it, because Sekiro, that game has been around $40 to $50 for the past few years. I never seen a Sekiro game been on sale for $20. I never seen that.
It does on Steam once in a while, but yeah, they don't go on sale as quickly as most third-party games.
Well, like stuff like that, I don't. You know what? I don't mind because I feel like it's worth the money. Like a game like a Sony game, like they make really great games, but I hate to say it, they're one and done games because most of Sony's games are like linear games, and
Which I love.
no, I love me some linear games, I do, but it's not the type of games that I want to go back and replay, and I just want to go and just spend 100, 200 hours. They just don't have that. And that's why Sony is trying to get on this games as a service thing. That's why they bought Bungie, and they was talking about they was trying to get like between 8 to 10 games as a service games within these next few years or something like that.
Right.
So I don't know, like of course, Sony they got that stigma that they just make only single player one and done games, and in which I'm not saying it's a bad thing because I love games like that. Sometimes I just don't want to play an open world game that lasts me 200-300 hours. Sometimes I just want to play a linear game that lasts between 15 or 20. I don't mind.
Yeah, that I think that's that's the kind of mood I'm in right now. So that's probably what is the issue with me with Zelda. I'm just not interested in playing a 100-hour game right now.
Well, hey man, you say you
It'll
got.
happen eventually. I'll get to it eventually.
Hey, that's what happened when you have a family. You say you got
Yeah,
another,
that's very true.
you got a baby, you got another little one on the way. So yes,
Yep.
that stuff it happens. Life happens, man. Life
Yeah,
happens.
smaller, self-contained linear games. I have more time for that kind of stuff right now.
Because honestly, like when I only during the week I don't play as much games because I try to get a little workout, and as soon as I'm finished working out, I eat, take my shower, and I just lay down because I be so tired.
Yeah.
Weekends be the main time that I play some games. To be honest with you, so that's why playing these really big open world games is just it's kind of hard because how can I spend a little time with my family on the weekend and I'm spending 50, 60 hours, playing this game on the weekend, like I can't do it. I can't. That's why I'm over thinking about maybe we just go ahead and get another Switch, and if I do get another Switch, I'm gonna get that OLED because I will. I'm kind of curious on how it plays on the handheld. I'm just curious. A lot of people say it's really good since the screen is bigger and it looks a lot better.
Oh yeah, the my wife has an OLED. It's definitely better than the regular Switch. But I
Oh,
don't play
okay.
handheld enough to justify buying one for myself, so I still have the regular Switch.
You still play yours dock all the time, don't you?
Most of the time docked, yeah.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So okay, so as far as like the whole Zelda, like you say you didn't put much time into that. Me, I'm getting an Elden Ring vibe. Of course, it's not as difficult as Elden Ring, but but uh, like I say, you just gotta find some time. Just find time. If you ain't got no time, then I don't think Zelda's for you. That's all I can say. But I guess moving on to the Xbox situation. So we already know about the Redfall situation and the whole ABK. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. Well, technically, I don't even talk about it because we hardly hear it during the podcast. But I'm just sick of hearing about it. It's just too much, man. It's too much. It's to a point that when CMA blocked the deal, I was like, okay, cool. If the EU, if they block it, then we might not hear anything else about it. It's blocked. Microsoft, they can move on, pay the $3 billion back to ABK and focus on your studios. But since the EU came out and said they'll agree with Microsoft and they're gonna pass it, now we're gonna be hearing about this for, I don't know, man. People said it could be up to 2025. Like
Oh my gosh.
stuff like this is giving a lot of people, reasons. They thinking, is this the reason why Redfall came out the way it is? Is this the reason why Halo became the way it is because of the lack of leadership and the more attention that Microsoft is putting on the ABK deal, but less attention on their own studios because of all the issues that's going on. And it's been a lot of issues, especially with the whole Perfect Dark. They had to outsource Crystal Dynamics to help with that project. People quitting. Every time you turn around, there's a lot of people leaving, a developer leaving to go do something else, and it's like every week I'm hearing something about that because you got your buddy Mr. Red Dragon. Every time there's something negative about Xbox, boy, he be the first one to post it up.
Ooh, he's frothing at the mouth.
This dude is, I don't know what Microsoft did to this dude. He got it out for him. God dang.
He is a vengeful man for whatever
He's
reason.
on some type of vengeance. He I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Like the word of the street that he was denied a job at Xbox for something. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it had something to do. I don't know if he was denied a job at Xbox or he was denied some video game codes. It was something that Microsoft didn't do, and after that, he shut his channel down. He started freaking going on Twitter, just being an anti-Xbox dude on Twitter. So
It's definitely strange.
yeah, it is strange, man. So what's your input on this whole thing? Do you think the lack of quality with the Xbox games recently is because do you think it has something to do with them concentrating more on the ABK deal?
Well, when it comes to Redfall, from what people have been saying, it seems Microsoft was hands off with the game, so it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of just Arcane's problem. And that's not to excuse Microsoft. Like, they should have been checking in and seeing what is going on because you are the publisher of the game, so you should know what's going on and should have the game, be of quality. And obviously it wasn't. So I don't think the ABK deal really affected that because apparently the game was so deep in development at that time that they just assumed it would be good, which is kind of stupid when you hear that out loud, but that is what it is. I don't think the ABK deal affects that game specifically, but obviously, like, it is taking a lot of Phil Spencer's time.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, Phil Spencer is not the guy looking over the studios anymore. That's Matt Booty. We just People forget that because we never hear from that guy ever. Like, nobody knows what he does. So, but
That
it's
is
not
true.
like it's not Phil Spencer, right? Like, Phil Spencer's not the guy going to these studios and checking. That's not his job anymore. But people just put the blame on him, obviously because he's the head of Xbox, so it's easier to blame him. But like at the end of the day, he has people that are supposed to be doing that, and they're clearly not. So something's wrong. Like their hands-off approach with these studios that they're buying, it's not working because like some of the games are coming out good, but it's the smaller games like Hi-Fi Rush or Pentiment. These smaller games. The bigger games are having trouble first because there's no oversight. So hopefully they actually look into this and like start paying attention because like it just looks bad on them. Like nobody blames Arcane for this. Nobody blames Bethesda for this. They blame Xbox. That's not good.
That is not good.
Yes.
Because even though Xbox has nothing to do with it, that's all on Arcade and Bethesda. And like you said, they do have a hands-off approach. Matter of fact, they made it clear that it's gonna have a hands-off approach whenever they first purchased ZeniMax. So after this blunder that happened, do you? I really feel that even though Phil Spencer said that they're gonna let ZeniMax still doing Bethesda do what they do, and they just manage their own studios, but like they gotta realize that Bethesda is now Xbox, and whatever
Yep.
happens with their games
Reflects
or
on
whatever,
Xbox.
yeah, it's gonna be on the fault of Xbox. Like, of course, I watch Xbox 2 with Jez and Randall Thor, and he made a good point that if Redfall, be if it does bad, then Xbox could get a blame, and if Starfield does good, then Xbox is getting no credit. So, so it is what it is, man. Like,
Yeah, that is true too. So
yeah,
like when a game comes out and it scores well, people don't want to give Xbox the
yeah. It's kind of
credit.
like
But
with
when a
Hi-Fi
game
Rush.
comes out that's bad, then they get mad at Xbox. But like it's the same situation. They're hands off either way.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. So that's why they need to re-strategize on how they're going to manage their studios. Even though they say they're going to be hands off, but they still need to oversee and see how
They
things.
still need to make sure the games are coming to a certain level of quality because
Yes.
they're your studios. They're being marketed on your console. They're not going anywhere else except PC. So and they have your brand on it. So you
Yeah,
can't just be like, "Oh, it's not our fault.
that is
Sorry, we
true.
didn't know."
And if you
Like that's
notice,
nonsense.
if you
Yeah.
notice, their showcase they have it next month. Middle Pass was a year. I'm not sure when they bought them. 2 years ago. Well, I don't know. Like last year, they had Xbox and Bethesda showcase, but this year it's just Xbox showcase. And of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
Starfield is as right after the show, so there's no Bethesda showcase. So if they show some Bethesda games during the showcase, then that tells you that it's slowly getting integrated into the Xbox family. Technically, it is Xbox family because they own them. So
Yep.
so with this hands-off approach, they like I said, they need to make sure the games come out high quality. Like look at Sony, like one of their lowest scoring game that they have, in which is I'm talking about first party studio, not no third party. Days Gone, and
Oh yeah.
after that game, like Sony, they don't even want to make that into a franchise. Even though I personally did enjoy the game, I feel like they
It
built.
sold really well too.
Yeah, so well, I feel that they can build on that game. Like they set the foundation for the game could turn into a good franchise. But one thing about Sony, if you're not hitting on the first try, you're gone. And
Yeah,
that's what
Sony. I think Sony has a 80 and up Metacritic rule. If you can't get 80,
basically
you're not going to get a sequel, basically.
that's the mind frame that Microsoft need to have with their own games.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't be accepting of anything under an 80. Honestly, Sony has the right mentality with that kind of stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out who are these reviewers that so-called review these games, review
Oh
Redfall,
yeah,
because
I'd like Phil was saying they expected 10 digits higher than what they got. Like what? Like,
yeah,
that's a huge discrepancy.
like come on, man. Come on, like I boot the game up. I tried to play for like 20 minutes. I installed the game. I said, no, this not it, man. This not it. It's not it. Like Arcane they do better than this because I'm a huge fan of their Dishonored games, and I'm like
Well, this was the team that made Prey as well.
Yeah, Prey was a fantastic game. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like,
So like I'm under the impression that this game was one of those Bethesda initiatives to start doing multiplayer because remember they tried Fallout 76
and
and
that
they
failed
wanted to
badly.
get into multiplayer for some reason, but they just suck at it. Their studios aren't good at multiplayer and it probably Redfall just took a lot longer than they had expected, and then was the result. Like if this was like a single player narrative driven vampire hunting game
That'd be
in the
different.
vein of Dishonored with
It'd
stealth
be
and stuff, it would have been way better.
it would have been way better. Like I just don't understand. Like if it's not broken, don't fix it. They always been
Exactly.
great as pumping out single player games, man. Why switch? Why do something like Bethesda? They are 0 for 2 on doing like multiplayer games. And of course,
Oh for 3. Remember Wolfenstein Youngblood?
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was bad too.
But that wasn't considered a full game. That was really more of a DLC.
Still, it was a no, it's a standalone game. It's a smaller game, but it's a multiplayer Wolfenstein game and it was bad.
But then that game came from was it Wolfenstein 2? That was the DLC off of Wolfenstein 2, am I right?
It's not a DLC, it's a separate game.
I could have sworn it was a DLC.
No, it's its own game. It's
Really?
like a sequel to it, yeah, because it stars his daughters.
Yeah, I played it and I couldn't. Yeah, it wasn't all that. So I guess you
Yeah,
can say
so
0 for 3. I
yeah.
don't know. Like, I just don't understand why do something you're not used to doing, man. Like, just stick to your guns. That's what I'm saying.
All we
Bethesda,
can hope is they go back to single player stuff at this point.
yeah, like remember a few years ago when there was a stigma that single player games was dying, and during the E3 show, Bethesda made some campaign of save single player games. Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember that? Like,
and then immediately after they came out with Fallout 76.
so like I can like it's like this. If Bethesda was still independent, like I can understand like since they are integrated with Microsoft and since they ain't got to worry about no money because Microsoft is $1 trillion company, just stick to what you're good at. If they're afraid of selling a game that's not going to do very well as far as the sales numbers go, they shouldn't worry about that. They shouldn't worry about that. Just concentrate on making a good quality game because as a Arcane fan, I do like some of their games. Arcane games just don't sell that well. A lot of people,
And when you're under Microsoft, you're not really in the business of selling copies. You're in the business of making content for Game Pass.
yeah, making content for Game Pass and not just making content, just making good quality games. And as far as the whole,
Yeah, but like what I mean is like that they shouldn't have to worry like, oh, our game's single player, so we
mhm.
might not sell as much. We better make a multiplayer game. No, you don't need to because your job now is to just get more good games on Game Pass so people subscribe to Game Pass. Like that's their whole business model now.
And there's a stigma to where Microsoft is purposely putting, I guess, mediocre games on Game Pass because since it's Game Pass, they could release it now and fix it later. Is there, Do you think there's a stigma to what they say? Game
Well,
Pass
to
fodder.
be fair, that's like a lot of games now though. They release crappy and they fix it later. That's just the gaming industry
Yeah,
now.
that is true. That is true, and that's why a lot of these games that's releasing at $70 is just not doing too well. Like for
Oh,
instance,
unless you're Nintendo and you drop a 96 Metacritic game, their first $70 game. So yeah.
well,
Some people can do it, and then some people make Redfall for $70.
what was they thinking? What was they thinking?
I
Like
can't believe that was their first $70 game.
they
Starfield
should
should be their
be
first $70 game.
they should be embarrassed. Why would they even like Phil Spencer? Like, come on, man. He's been playing this game. He know what Redfall is. He should have known that this game
Oh yeah.
was gonna be like, I guess, received very like badly. He should have known, man.
You heard him on that pot on the Xcast. He even said delaying this game wouldn't have changed anything. So he knew it was bad. Like at that point, why are you still trying to charge $70 for it? Like just charge 60 and wait for Starfield to be your first $70 game because it's
Basically.
a really bad narrative for them now.
So do you think they should like continue and try to fix this game, kind of like how they did Fallout 76, or just scrap it and Arcane work on their next single player game?
Honestly, I would prefer if they just scrapped it and started something else because like it seems like a waste of time to try and fix this game because it seems like fundamentally broken. It's not just like, oh, here's some frame rate issues here and there. It's like, oh, hey, this AI doesn't even know you're there. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
see
I
no.
don't see the point. And that there's like nobody playing the game anyways. So who cares?
mm, mm, mm.
And if you have to offer refunds to people that were dumb enough to spend $70, give it to them.
Yeah, yeah, they need to, man. I just hope this coming up showcase that they will basically, I guess, dude. I'm just trying not to sound like a defeated Xbox fan, but god dang, like when are we going to get the really great high quality AAA games? One thing about Xbox, and I can appreciate, I do not want to take this away from them. They love to support indies on our Game Pass, and I love indie games. I love me some indie games. That's one thing I do like about Game Pass because they give a lot of indie studios creative freedom to make whatever game they want, and Game Pass actually helps a lot of these studios out, especially smaller studios. So I can give them that. But besides the games like a Pentiment or Hi-Fi Rush, like when we going to get that big AAA blockbuster that competes with a God of War? And I understand Phil Spencer. You don't want to make a game that's equivalent to God of War. Make something similar, not identical. I guess you could. The only thing that comes up to mind like is probably like Hellblade, something single player story, narrative driven, realistic, photorealism type of graphics that comes to mind. And whenever Hellblade comes out, it has to be a hit, no miss. Dude, we've been knowing about Hellblade 2 for years, man, for years.
Years. Yeah.
This has to be the year that it comes out. I'm so sick and tired of looking at it.
This year? I don't think so, man. I think it's a 2024 game.
You think so?
Yeah, because like what Starfield's September, right?
Yeah.
And Forza's supposed to come this year. Maybe that's their holiday game this year. I don't think Hellblade's this year.
And that's another thing. Since you mentioned Forza, the whole 12-month thing, they lied twice.
Oh yeah, that they did that to themselves. They should have never said that.
They should have never said that Forza was supposed to come out. Starfield was supposed to come out within the 12 months. They lied. So it's just
Well, I think at the time they probably thought it would, but it was not necessary for them to put a time on that stuff. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like they could have just been like, these are upcoming games. They didn't have to say within the next year because they put themselves in that box. And like once Starfield got delayed, it was like, well, that you guys just look dumb and you did it to yourself. Nobody told you to say that. Like they do this to themselves all the time.
Cause that may seem like this year was supposed to be the year, supposed to be the best year in Xbox history, but
Well, they say that every year though.
but
Eventually it'll
eventually,
happen.
but what I'm not understanding is they have more studios than Nintendo and Sony.
Probably more than Nintendo and Sony combined at this point.
Like that comes to the question: what is going on at these studios that they purchased back in 2018? Like, what's going on with Compulsion? What's going on with Initiative? What is going on with all these studios that they purchased?
I mean, Phil Spencer kind of alluded to we will see a lot of that stuff at this show when he had that interview at XCast. So I think we will finally see gameplay of Perfect Dark. I think we'll maybe see Fable. I fully expect to see Avowed there. Maybe
Oh,
Contraband. Like this should be a really good show. It's like what, an hour and a half. So it should be pretty solid. The only thing I don't expect to see is like Outer Worlds 2 because that's way off.
that's
That's too
way off.
far. Yeah. They show games way too early now. I don't know why they do that. But I if we don't see Perfect Dark, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? It's been like 3 years and all we saw was a CGI trailer.
It's like this: if Hellblade does not come out towards the end of this year, it has to be a early 2024 game because Hellblade's been in freaking development for years, man, for years. It's like
Years, yeah.
each year we get some type of gameplay. Like, okay, it looks beautiful. Like, oh come, like I want to know what is going on. One thing I do want to know, I want to see combat. I don't think we saw combat yet in those trailers, but I want to see
I
combat.
saw like a tiny bit, but not a lot. Like I'm excited for that game. I enjoyed the first Hellblade a lot, and now this one has like a actual budget, not like an indie budget. So I
Yeah,
expect a
yeah.
lot more from it.
Oh yeah, I expect a lot
But
more combat. You know, yeah.
yeah, which is why I forgave the basic combat in the last Hellblade because I'm like, okay, they're not working with a AAA budget. They can only do so much. So the combat
Hmm.
was relatively basic. I expect it to be a lot better this time because they've had the time and the money to do it. If it's just like really nice graphics, but it's still the same basic combat, then
Hmm.
that's not really that's really not acceptable.
No, it's not. You know. Oh yeah. What's that? Everwild. Remember that game got
Oh yeah,
rebooted? What is going on with that?
bro, that I don't believe that game's still in development. I refuse to believe it. The game director left. I remember they said in an interview, even the developers themselves don't know what the game is.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah, they said they don't know what kind of game it is. Something like that. Not that might not be the exact wording they used, but something to that degree. Like they are not sure what type of game it is. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like it's like this is the kind of stuff that you don't need to show people. Like why are you even telling us about this kind of game? You don't even know.
I don't know.
Like they can't be that desperate to let people know, hey guys, our 30 studios are making games. You just won't see it in fucking 7 years.
I expect at least a couple of those games come out by next year.
Oh yeah,
Hellblade,
yeah. Like I fully expect
Hellblade,
2024 we'll get Hellblade, Avowed.
Avowed.
Probably Fable is 2024. But we just need to see it. That's all. Like I think the showcase is going to be really good. They have recently had better shows, and now
Hmm.
they have more content that granted we've been waiting a long time to see, but they should have a lot of stuff that will be exciting at this show. It's just a matter of when they're dropping. Hopefully, within this year and next year for most of it.
So what's your predictions on what do you think they're gonna release between this year and 2025?
Between this year and 2025,
Hmm.
Hellblade, Perfect Dark, Avowed, hopefully Gears 6, but that's kind of who knows at this point. And probably that Halo Infinite battle royale that some other team is making. That's probably going to be either this year or next year. There's so much stuff they have in the works. Like I think Perfect Dark has to be one of the ones that's coming soon, and probably Contraband as well.
I think Perfect Dark might be either towards the end of 2024 or 2025 because of all of the development hell that's been going on. But then again, I don't
I
know.
mean, like the Crystal Dynamics has been working on it for a
Yeah,
while now,
yeah, that
though.
is
They're
true.
a
That is
very good
true.
studio.
Yeah, they are okay. That is true. So me, I think that for the rest of this year, of course, we know Starfield is coming out. I feel
Yeah.
that, of course, we forgot one game. It's a time exclusive. Stalker 2. That's supposed to come out this year too. They didn't give us no month, but it's supposed to
It's
be
not
this year.
first party though.
It's not first party, but I guess you could say it's an exclusive. If I don't know if you want to count that, but then again, PlayStation count them third party exclusives or time exclusives. So
Yeah, but their timed exclusives stay timed. Like
that
Final Fantasy is never coming to Xbox. It's never happening.
is crazy. Okay, well we don't have to include Stalker. Okay, so of course you got Starfield, of course Forza that has to come out towards the end of this year. I really think Hellblade is going to be the surprise game that's going to come out at the end of this year. That's what I
Well,
think.
like November or something.
That's what I think. It has
Hmm.
to be.
I mean, it could be. Like I'm not saying like 100% it won't, but like the rest of their year is kind of packed, is it not? They have Forza, and then you have Starfield. There's some other smaller stuff,
As
I
far as
believe.
Starfield, like yeah, I don't see how any other games is going to release by Starfield. Of course, Spider Man is rumored to release in
Spider-Man's might
September.
be around there.
Boy, that's gonna be a dogfight right there. That's gonna be a dogfight right there.
Like it's kind of unfair for Starfield because they have so much pressure on them now after this Redfall nonsense.
Yeah.
Like they have to be a 10 out of 10 game. It's not even like if they're an 8 out of 10 game, honestly, that's a huge fail.
8 out of 10.
An 8
Well,
out of 10 for the amount of time and hype this game has gotten, I think that's a huge fail.
well, this is a Ty
As
Howard
it's
game.
unfair. I realize saying that is unfair, and not every game has to be a 9 or a 10, but that game does. It's that big. It's that important.
Well,
It's the one they've been. It's basically like the game they bought the goddamn studio for.
well, basically, well, this is really has been Ty Howard's passion project ever since Fallout 4. Let's be honest,
Yeah,
he didn't really care about Fallout 76. He really,
yeah. I don't
he,
even think he was part of that at all.
oh, if he wasn't part of that, then that give us more of a reason to be more confident because when the last time I had Todd Howard release a dud, all his RPG games has always been excellent.
Yeah,
Like,
like I fully expect it to be good. I
oh,
just
yeah,
it needs to be like a 9 or a 10 game. Like yeah, if they drop an 80 on Starfield, that's just not okay.
I expect high 80s to mid 90s with Starfield. That's what I expect. That's what I expect.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an 80. I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like that's good enough. Because you
So
know Spider-Man's gonna get close to 90. We already know Zelda's over 90. This
yeah.
is Xbox's huge game. This is their big game. Nothing else they have compares to this.
So what do you expect? A 95, 96?
Like 90 minimum, honestly.
So what you saying? It has to be a game of the year contender in order
Yeah,
for.
but basically, yeah, to justify the amount of hype and build up for this game, absolutely.
Okay, I got you.
I know that doesn't sound fair. I know people will be like, "Oh, it's not fair. Not every game has to be a perfect game, Alex." But you know what? It like when you're Starfield and this much is riding on it, you kind of have to be.
Yeah,
Can't be a
basically.
dud considering how long it's been waiting for this game.
How long has it? How long has it been in development anyway?
Hit since probably since Fallout 4, no? It's been a long time. They were well into development before the purchase.
When did Fallout
Been
4
at
came out?
2015.
20. Oh, damn! It's been that long. Damn.
Yeah, this game's like almost 10 years in development, I believe.
Oh, let me see. I'm gonna Google it. When did Starfield started development? When did Starfield? It wasn't until early 2010s when the team trademarked the name Starfield that the ball started rolling. Things progressed rather slowly until the release of Fallout 4 in 2015 when active development
Here you
properly
go,
began.
2015.
Okay,
So
so
that's almost 10
that's
years.
almost 10 years. So that's a
Yeah,
long time.
that's what I mean. Like this game has to be a
It has to be a 90 plus.
90 rated game, right?
And plus, Microsoft actually did help them with the development
Yeah,
and the
Microsoft
money.
said they have been helping them with this game, not like Redfall where they just abandoned them and left them to their own devices. They have been helping with this game, so
Well, because they know that Starfield is the one that's hyped. Like
yeah,
ever since
they know this is their only chance to even get into the Game of the Year contention.
basically.
Because we know for a fact now that Forza won't ever. Because Forza Horizon 5 was the highest rated game that
That
year, and it
is
didn't even
crazy.
get nominated.
That is crazy, man. I don't understand.
Yeah.
What in the
But
hell
but
can
the
they
kind
do?
of game Starfield is the kind of game that could though, because racing games they just don't get nominated. It is what it is. Like it's not fair. I think it was the best game that came out that year personally, but it just doesn't get chosen because it's a racing game.
So, what do you think about Halo Infinite? Like, it's just crazy, dude. Cause I really did enjoy Halo Infinite. The single player game was really awesome. I really did enjoy it. It's really the multiplayer on why it's getting the most flack. And the way people is dogging Halo Infinite is to where like they make it seem like this game scored like in the 60, but this game scored a 87. I never in my life seen a game score so high that has so much hate.
Well, the
Like,
multiplayer was like took too long to get good. It's actually pretty good now. Season 3 is actually pretty fun. I was playing it last week.
that's the problem. Like with this games as a service. Like, are they even ready for games as a service?
Nah,
Like,
this team wasn't ready for it.
don't get me wrong, 343, when they have enough time, they actually can produce some good things. Just stop releasing stuff that's not ready to release. That has been their problem. Like, whenever they first showcased the gameplay of Halo Infinite, and that's when the whole Craig meme came out. Why?
Oh yeah.
Why was they was actually ready to release that game that year? And it's so crazy that
Yeah,
when they
there's no way.
and whenever they released the game a year later, it was still incomplete with the split screen. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" So if they was gonna release the game the year before, then how incomplete that game was gonna be if it wasn't for the backlash? It's just so crazy. Like that. This is why a lot of people come in at Phil Spencer about he needs to get replaced because of stuff like that. Like, I know it's kind of crazy because it's kind of hard to it's kind of unfair to make comparisons with Sony because Sony strictly focus on their single players. They hardly do single player and multiplayer. The only game that I know of, turn that light off. Turn it off. Okay. Yeah, the only game that I could think of is the was the Last of Us, the first Last of Us. That basically came out the same time. I believe when it released, the single player and the multiplayer released the same day. Am I right?
It was supposed to, and it did. Like the single player and the multiplayer did come out. But there were rumors that they might do it separately, but then they backtracked after everyone got mad at them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were going to just release, I think it was just the campaign, or it might have just been the multiplayer, one of them, but it was going to be like a split release,
Uh
but
huh.
then people found out about it and then got really mad and then they just kind of delayed the whole game,
Mm.
which was the right call because nobody wants a half Halo.
Yeah. It's just to a point to where like I'm an OG Halo fan. I've been there since day one, since the OG Xbox. Like whatever Halo has been loved, like with all the features, the split screen, the multiplayer. Like, come on, remember when we first played Halo Infinite? They didn't even release Slayer mode. Who the hell released a Halo game with no Slayer mode on the multiplayer? Like
Yeah,
that
it's
is
crazy,
that
man.
that is a fireable offense, and that is a huge middle finger to the Halo community and the Halo fans, such myself. Like the game fundamentally is awesome. The mechanics is awesome.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
they
game
nailed
is
the mechanics.
good.
Yeah.
It's just it's been so much bad PR with the Halo franchise, bad PR with 343, bad PR with a bunch of people leaving studios. Bunny Ross, quote unquote, quit, but she really got fired.
Let's
And
be
the
real, she was
person
fired.
and the
Yeah.
person that took over, he eventually left. And I forgot that dude's name, but he the one that fixed the mess from Halo Master Chief Collection. He the one
Oh,
that fixed
Joseph Staten.
yeah, he the one that fixed that mess. So he came behind and fixed Bonnie mess again with Halo Infinite, and now he's gone. Like what? Like why can't Microsoft keep their people? Why they keep leaving? There has to be something going on with these studios
There
because
has to be. Like there it's not a coincidence.
it is not a coincidence. It's just it's like people leaving. The
I mean, they're
dude,
probably all under NDA and they can't talk about it. That's why nobody knows. But like there's obviously something wrong.
yeah, it is something wrong. Like I say, 343 is a very talented studios, very talented. It's just
Well,
bad.
a lot of them are like didn't they fired like a whole third of them.
It's just bad leadership. That's the problem. It's bad leadership.
Bad leadership and a bad engine. Apparently that slipstream engine is horrible. But which I don't understand because they made that engine from the ground up. So I don't understand how they created an engine specifically for Halo, but the engine's bad. That to me makes no sense, but that seems to be the reality.
If you ask me, if Halo want to be the pillar of Xbox games again, and I'm not saying that they're not, but you know,
I don't think they are anymore. I think Gears is better than Halo now. The
Uh,
Coalition handles Gears
I
better than
don't.
343 handles Halo. That's for
I
sure.
don't know if I. Gears is an awesome franchise, but if you want to go about player count and the fans, there's still more active people on Halo on the Halo multiplayer than Gears, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, on Master Chief Collection, not Halo Infinite. Nobody's
that that is crazy, dude. That is crazy.
More people play Master Chief Collection online than they play Halo Infinite.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
it's an awesome collection. Like it's awesome.
I know, but that's the old game.
It's
That
just
shouldn't be the case. The old game shouldn't have a bigger user base than the new game.
I honestly think Microsoft needs to go ahead and just scrap it and just reboot the series. They need to reboot the series or remake the first three Halo games. If they remake the first three, I honestly think it would really get the Halo fans back, and especially the ones that left and went to Call of Duty. Because let's be real, like Call of Duty was nothing before Halo. Halo was the shit back then. And whenever 343 became a thing, took over, Bungie left, and the quality kind of went down. That's when Call of Duty became really big, especially whenever Modern Warfare and Black Ops came out. Ever since those two games came out, it's like Halo just wasn't the number one FPS shooter anymore.
Hmm.
So I honestly think in order for Microsoft to just go ahead and just scrap Halo Infinite and reboot the series, reboot it, remake the first
Oh,
three.
Nick's in that chat right now. He said stop asking for remakes.
Why? It's working. It's working, ain't it? Resident Evil
Nick Nick
4.
Nick will literally be the first guy in line to buy Twilight Princess HD. He will be that guy.
I bet.
Don't deny it, Nick. You will be there. As will I. As will I.
If
I'm
it's
just saying.
Nintendo related, oh, he would be there.
He will be there.
Oh, hell yeah.
You'll also be first in line for that Wind Waker HD port, as will I.
Oh,
But you,
yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's one of my favorite Zelda games. That dude,
it is my favorite
they
Zelda.
need to make another one, dude. They need to make another one.
That's not a remake. That's a remaster. I love Nick.
Oh Lord.
Damn, this guy.
I don't know, man. If they just reboot the whole series, I think if they
There's a rumor that there's an HD remake collection for Gears 1, 2, and 3. That might be something we see at the show.
yeah, that's been the rumor for the past 2 years, hat.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it. I love Gears 1, 2, and 3. And they don't have good ports of them on PC, so if they could do a collection and do it properly for PC, I'd be super
Is it
happy.
gonna be running on Unreal Engine 4 or 5? Was that the rumor?
Probably 4.
Why 4?
Well, 5 only just came out recently, so I don't think they would have had time to make 5.
Hold on, isn't what's the name gonna be running on Unreal Engine 5? Stalker
Gear
2?
6 will be. And Stalker 2 is, yeah. But
Oh,
Stalker 2 started on Unreal 4 and then they transitioned to 5. I mean, maybe they could do that for the Gears collection. Who knows?
hey, actually,
If it's even real.
that's a game I'm really hyped about. If those type of games do, I don't know if you are you into those story driven narrative FPS type of game? Are you into those type of games?
I like story-driven FPS games. I haven't really looked a lot into Stalker 2, to be honest, so I'm not too
Dude,
sure if it's one that I would
play.
enjoy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've been saying this for years. Play Metro Exodus. That game is so good, dude. It is so good. That's one of
I've been
my
looking at Evil West. That game looks pretty sick.
Evil West. I haven't
It,
played that one yet. But Metro, man, like the other two Metro games, it was like was it like First Light and I forgot the first two Metro games. I
yeah,
love them. It was really good. But Metro Exodus, it went. I won't say it's an open
it
world.
turned into open world, didn't it?
It's a semi open world. It's not like open world. It's a little bit more open world than the first two. But dude, I'm telling dude, it's a beautiful game. 60 FPS, 4K, great story. There's stealth elements. If you love to be stealthy, you love to go guns blaze, it has all that, dude. That
Hmm.
game is so good.
You know me, man. I'm not really big on horror games. I don't really.
It's not really a horror game if you ask me. Like if
Isn't it? I thought it's like a horror shooter.
not really. If you like jump scares, it's not really scary if you ask me.
Hmm. Okay.
just try that. It's not really just what shooting some monsters, whatever. But it's not like you got the horror theme music and you got the lights turning off, the light turn back on, then boo, there's something in your face. No, they don't do all that. No, but that is one of my all-time favorite games, Metro. That game does not get enough praise. I know it's sold well. I feel like a game like that should sell a lot more because the last time I checked, I think it sold 6 million copies. A game like
That's a lot for that kind of game. That's not really a top tier AAA game, so I would assume that's really good for them.
if you ask me, it's a top tier. I love it.
I mean, you know what I mean. It's not like the highest profile AAA game.
Yeah, yeah, but it has the quality and it has it. Like I think this is the best selling Metro game, and I honestly think if they make another one, I honestly think it's gonna do a lot better because it really did grab a crowd on this game. Because I guess I like when it first came out, it didn't do as well, but the word of mouth kind of set the tone.
Got it going.
Got it going. The word of mouth, and I can't. I can't stress enough to recommend this game. Like it's matter of fact, you could probably get it on sale right now. Cause last time I checked on Xbox Live, I think they were selling for like about $20 for Metro Exodus, the Gold Edition, like with all the DLC and all that.
Oh, nice. That's why I like waiting. You get all the DLC included, everything's all patched up, and you get it for a big discount. Waiting is always the right move, except with Nintendo games because their games never go on sale. So just buy it day one.
Yeah, it's like this. If you're a huge collector, I would say collect Nintendo Switch games physically and just buy Xbox and PlayStation digitally because they ain't worth shit after 1 year.
Yeah, their games go down to like pennies. It doesn't
goes
matter.
for pennies. That's why I'm not a big advocate of buying digitally on the Switch.
Well, I don't buy digital on the Switch because I don't trust them. I'm not convinced that your digital games will transfer over to the next console. I don't think they're gonna do it. I know Xbox and PlayStation will, but I don't. I don't think they will.
Honestly,
and not like out of spite. I just don't think they're like know how to do that kind of stuff.
Dude, if they don't not transition our saves and our freaking games,
don't bet on it, man. Like,
dude, it will be a huge backlash. I swear to God.
I don't think it will be. To be honest, I don't think people actually they say they care, but they don't. Like, they'll just buy the games again.
I don't know, man. This time, I really don't know. This time.
Well, like, people screamed up and down, $70 games isn't gonna, like, blah, 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 nobody's gonna buy it. Record sales for every $70 game except for fucking Forspoken. So, like, people talk, but then they use their wallet complete opposite way. So I don't believe what people say anymore.
I honestly think if a game's gonna cost $70, then the Metacritic needs to be 85 and up. I ain't gonna lie. It has to be 85 and up. It has to be a excellent game.
Well, you better tell that to Sega, because Sega said they're looking into $70 games going forward, and you know, Sonic isn't going to be an 80s play.
Hey,
better tell your buddies. Tell your buddies over at Sega.
It's crazy that Sonic don't score as well anymore, but they still sell. It still sells, dude. That is so.
They
crazy.
have a very devoted fan base.
Cause last time I checked, they sold about 3.5 million copies of Sonic Frontiers. The game been out since November.
Is that it? I thought it was over 6 by now. Usually Sonic games sell around 6. Sonic Frontiers is sitting at a 71 on Metacritic. That's actually lower than I thought it was.
And I think it was they said the dings what they say?
Oh, damn. One review site gave them a 2 out of 10.
Wow, why?
Jesus. Digital Trends gave them a 20 out of 100, so it's the same thing as a 2 out of 10.
So,
while not outright broken like Sonic Hedgehog 2006 or Sonic Boom, Sonic Frontiers is a heavily misguided game that muffles good ideas with questionable narrative, technical and gameplay design decisions. Sonic Team continues to demonstrate that it's not quite sure what to do with the blue blur. That's harsh, man.
That
2
is
out of
kind
10.
of harsh because a 2 out of 10.
That's harsh.
honestly think a 2 out of 10 means that's a completely broken game.
Broken game.
That's not
Yeah,
fair.
I agree. That's outrageous.
I kind of feel that Sonic games kind of get graded kind of harsh. To be honest with you,
Well, like
I'm not trying to
to me,
defend it.
like a 5, I could understand if they're saying these kind of problems, but a 2, that's absolutely ridiculous.
It's crazy because the fans say differently. A lot of people actually like the game.
Yeah, the user score on Metacritic's 82.
So that tells you
That's
like
it's over 10 points higher.
hey, the people have spoken.
The Sonic fans give everything a 10, man. They love it.
No, well, to be fair, a lot of people been saying that the game is good. Of course they got their flaws, but they said it's the best
Oh,
3D
they're
Sonic game.
saying they're saying in the chat, I can hear your friend, meaning me, very clear, but I can't hear the host. So they can't hear you very well.
They can't hear me?
That's what this Excel guy is saying.
Hold on. Testing, testing. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me clear?
I mean, we've been going for an hour. It'd be strange if no one had mentioned this
I
earlier.
know. Let me
Oh,
see.
Amazu's in the chat. My bad, bro. I'll join next week. Been playing that Street Fighter 6 open beta.
Ah. I got
Oh, we got to
mine.
get your Street Fighter thoughts next week then, Amazu, because I have not played it. I don't think Rails played it.
No, I hadn't played it.
So you'll have to get your thoughts on it out here, and probably Nick has played it as well, I would assume.
No, my mic said I'm good.
Hmm.
No, it could be
Oh,
a
whatever. Who knows? Maybe it's just a glitch or something.
glitch or a troll. You never know. But then again, I might have seen Excel here before, but I don't know. So what we was talking about? We didn't get to the PlayStation Showcase yet. So I guess after the whole Microsoft, like I expect a huge show. Honestly, with the situations that's been going on with Microsoft, I expect them to do better than Sony. I'm excited for both shows because
I think
I'm
they need to do
I
better than
think they
Sony.
need to. It's
Yeah.
not that I'm on this fanboy nonsense. It's just with the lack of quality and the lack of AAA games, and 2022 was a man. I don't know what was they thinking. They didn't release no AAA games last year.
That
No AAA first parties.
yeah, that's not acceptable.
That was very unacceptable on a new generation console. That's why a lot of
Yeah,
people said,
and then when they do release a game, it's Redfall. So like
"Oh
it's
man,
so it's not even that
that."
they have to have a better show than Sony.
Yeah, they have to. They have to. It's not
Yeah.
not being a fanboy. It's just Sony has been kicking their ass and they need to respond
And you
badly.
also like by their own admission, they are in the third place. So it's up to them to show why you need to buy their product. Sony rides high. Sony's number one. They're king. So
That
if
is true.
Sony has a bad year, honestly, it's not a big deal. But for Xbox, when they have a bad year, on top of being in third place, it's not gonna sit right with people, and nobody's gonna want to be on the platform.
That is true. So before we get into the PlayStation Showcase, so what do you think Starfield is going to score? What do you think?
Well, I told you what I think. It has to be a 90 or higher, or it's a complete fail. I don't care how unfair that sounds.
No. Is that what you think?
I think it has to score
It
that high.
has
What
to.
based on what we've seen so far before this upcoming showcase, I don't think it's gonna get a 90.
Okay, and also, do you think this game gonna be running at 60 frames or 30 frames?
Oh, hell no. It's 30.
You think so?
Absolutely. There's no fucking way. If it was 60, Phil would have said it on that podcast. But he worded it very carefully. He said, "We will make sure to let you know what the frame rate is this time." That game is 30 on consoles. Bet your ass.
I honestly think going forward, they should not ever put no PC game in front of our face because they know majority of the fan base are console gamers. That they need to stop misleading people. If they want to,
If anything, like what they could do is like have two versions running, like be like play a clip like here's the PC version, blah blah blah. This is what you can expect, and then be like here's the Xbox Series X version, here's the Xbox Series S version. But honestly, that's what they should do because they're selling you that on three different platforms. They should be showing it on three different platforms. That's what I believe.
Yeah, true.
Because like as like you own an Xbox Series X, that's awesome. But most people own the Series S, and they never see what the hell their game looks like.
Poor Xbox Series S. Do you think that was a mistake?
Oh, I have one. It's nice. It's a good console for the price point and what it
For the price
is.
point?
But like I don't expect it to be this 4K 60 FPS thing. I know it's like a 1080p box. I know it's not going to get 60 FPS all the time, but I have those expectations. A lot of people don't. They just don't understand technology. But Xbox does a really, really bad job at showing what the games are going to play like on their consoles, especially the Series S. They barely ever show anything running on the S, and that's their best-selling console. So I think personally that's their biggest flaw. They don't show their customers what they're going to get. They only show high-end PC, which most of their customers don't have. Hell, I don't even have a high-end PC. I have like a mid-range PC. So
Cause
what they show isn't even going to be what I play.
so like if you haven't been paying attention, like a lot of these third party games, have you been paying attention that a lot of these PlayStation ports run a lot better than the Xbox, and the Xbox is supposed to be the world's most powerful console? Do you think the Xbox Series S is the least common denominator that's what's holding the consoles back?
Like with multi-plat games?
Yes.
I don't think that's what it is. Honestly, I think third-party developers prioritize PlayStation first
That's
because
what
they
you
have
think?
more users and the games sell better on PlayStation. Honestly, I think that's what it is. And you can't
Okay.
blame them. The games are going to sell
No,
better on
no,
PlayStation,
no,
so like
no,
obviously that's where you should put your focus.
no. You right on that. You right on that. I guess it also depends on if Microsoft have like marketing rights to a game.
Yeah,
If they secure marketing rights, then of course they want the better version of it.
then their version's going to be better. And that's usually the case. But when it's just like a normal multi-plat game, 9 times out of 10 it's going to sell better on PlayStation.
Yeah, that is true. That's the
And that's
main.
just because of the install base. It's bigger.
Yeah, like that's why Microsoft need to do what Sony did, or go back to what they did back in the 360. They had marketing rights to Call of Duty. They was securing a lot of third party exclusives. Like for instance, the Mass Effect. Mass
Yeah.
Effect 1 was an exclusive to the 360. So like
Hmm.
that's why the 360 was doing so good for a long time. They was actually outselling the PS4, the PS3 most of the generation because of the stuff like that. Not only that, most of the third party games was running better on
Yeah.
the 360 compared to the PS3.
But
So
reality is Phil Spencer doesn't believe in that stuff. So that's just not going to happen. He doesn't like doing those kind of things.
and this is
So
why the Xbox community is divided because of that. Because a lot of us want that cutthroat. A lot of us want that, we take games off your console and stuff, and just look how Sony, look how they play their cards.
oh, they're ruthless.
They basically
Yeah.
doing the same thing of what Xbox did to them during the 360 versus PS3
They've been
generation.
using the 360 playbook since PS4.
Basically.
They've copied the 360 playbook at the start of the generation for PS4, and they have continued with that and excelled at that, and they're dominant because of it.
So I don't understand why they won't go back to their old strategy. That doesn't make sense.
He doesn't believe in it. He said like countless times he doesn't want to run business like that. So it's not going to happen. That's just how it is. They'd rather cultivate their own games, but the problem is the games they're bringing out aren't at the quality we want yet.
Well, and this is why a lot of people coming to him, coming for his job. They like, hey man, what's the point of you running this business and you effing everything up? Like for instance, Street Fighter. Like there is no excuse on why a freaking multi-plat game has always been on all consoles since the early 90s, skip out on the Xbox. Like every Street
Oh
Fighter
yeah, Street Fighter 5. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Street Fighter has been on all Sega consoles, from the Genesis, the Dreamcast, the Saturn, the GameCube, the 64. Huh? Was it on 64? I don't even know if it was on
I
Nintendo
don't think
64.
Street Fighter is on 64. No.
If it wasn't, oh well. I guess besides that, it's always had been on just about most of the consoles, especially Xbox. It's always been on 360. It was on OG Xbox. Like there should not be no excuse on why it skipped the Xbox One. There shouldn't be no excuse. So that type of nonsense, that strategy he has is the reason why Xbox is in third place. And it's going to continue to be in third place. Like look at Sony. Look at the Konami situation. They about to secure exclusivity with Metal Gear Solid 3, Silent Hill. And I think there's 2 Silent Hill games that's coming out. I
And
believe
probably a Castlevania.
a Castlevania game. They secured KOTOR, that Star Wars game KOTOR. Remember that was the original.
I think that got canceled though.
I thought it got. I thought
But
it
yeah,
got.
but they did secure it. Even, yeah, I heard it got canceled.
Even though
But
if it got canceled, it's the principle of the
they,
fact.
they did secure it
They
anyways,
secured it.
regardless.
That's what I'm saying. They taking games off on what it originated on the Xbox platform.
They basically bought Konami without buying Konami.
Basically, and let's not even talk about the whole Square Enix situation. Like it is such a bad situation, man. It's just to a point that a lot of these developers don't even trust Xbox no more, and Xbox got to come to them with a huge bag of cash in order for them to put their games on their either Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah, speaking of Square, like they put Octopath Traveler on Game Pass because they got the bag.
You still there? You kind of bought it out. What'd you say? Hey, you still there?
Oh, what happened?
Oh, okay.
Let me just jump out and jump back in.
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, I was
hear
saying since you mentioned Square Enix, Octopath Traveler 2, like the first game went to Game Pass on Xbox.
Yes.
But the second game gets announced, it's on everything except Xbox. They skipped it.
That's a huge problem, man.
The first Octopath Traveler didn't even go to PlayStation at the time.
No, it did not. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's still on the PlayStation of the first one.
I think it is now. Once the second game got announced, they announced the first one for PlayStation.
I don't know. I still think it's gonna eventually go on Game Pass. They gonna work some type of deal one day. It's just to a point that
Probably like after a year, once nobody cares anymore.
it's just to a point that like a lot of Xbox fans getting tired of playing second fiddle. And this, I guess, this is the main reason why they is trying to get a lot of these publishers. The ABK, they first got Bethesda, and now they trying to get ABKs. It's a good chance they might get them because they just getting tired of getting skipped. And it's just
This is their only way to not get skipped is to buy the publisher, I guess.
And they got a Japanese problem, Japanese game problem. Like,
Big time.
It sucks. Like. As far as
But
Japanese
like,
support, Capcom.
The problem, though, like with not sorry to speak over you, but the problem with Japanese games is the games that do come to Xbox, they're not selling well.
Yeah.
So like you can't even blame them all the time for skipping Xbox because like when they do put their games out, they're not being bought. It's like 9 to 1. Compared to PlayStation versus in sales wise for Japanese games, it's something crazy like that. So I don't know, man. Like the fan base has to turn up and buy these games too. You can't just cry all the time that they're not getting Japanese games, but the ones that you do get aren't being bought. Like that's not fair.
No, that's understandable. That's understandable. Like I say, if they got secure that bag, they put it so they can put it on Game Pass. You gotta do what you gotta do, but.
Yeah.
Me personally, if I had to choose a platform, I choose Xbox to play on my Japanese RPGs. I bought Octopath.
Yeah, like
Traveler.
you're playing Tales of Arise, right?
Yeah, I bought that off of Amazon. I got that. It's actually sitting in my console right now, and I missed out on download Octopath Traveler on Game Pass. I had all the time to play it on Game Pass. It's crazy. When I actually wanted to play it, they took it off of Game Pass, and I had to pay money to get the damn game. But I did purchase that Octopath Traveler. I would like to get the second one. Like, I hate to go into another console to play that game. because I have about 90% of all my games that I purchase digitally is on my Xbox. I
Yeah,
hardly I hardly buy games digitally on my PlayStation. I hardly do. You know, that's that's why you know what? I guess speaking of that, there was a mention about that on that Phil Spencer interview on how when he said that the Xbox One and PS4 generation was the worst generation to lose
yeah,
because of everybody.
the
You,
digital
yeah,
libraries.
they
Yeah,
built their digital library on their console and they just don't want to start over.
yeah,
So as far as me goes, like I got a bunch of games from the Xbox One generation that I transferred over to my Series X, and I do not want to start over and start purchase all my games on PlayStation. Like I don't like I have a ecosystem here. I don't want to start over.
yeah. But then the complete reverse is more people have PlayStation, so that's more people that don't want to do the exact same thing you don't want to do, right? They don't want
Yeah,
to switch.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
And that's what he's talking about, right? Like it's hard to get people to switch. But he has this weird mentality where he thinks people have to sell their PlayStation to buy an Xbox. Like I don't
That
understand
I
that.
don't agree with that. I
I don't agree
really
with that
don't.
either.
I
Yeah.
don't agree.
Because you can just have both. Well, obviously not everyone does.
I don't know. I honestly
Don't sell
think
their console just to buy another console. I don't think that's a normal
honestly
thing.
think they caught Phil on a bad day because that whole entire
He
interview.
said he did. He said he was in a grumpy mood. I don't think he should have did that. He shouldn't have done that interview, to be
He
honest.
shouldn't have done that because don't get me wrong,
Because he said a lot of shit that just didn't sound
it
right.
didn't make sense
Yeah.
because good games can sell consoles. Like it don't
Okay,
matter
yeah,
how you
like
put
what
it.
he said with Starfield. He's like, even if Starfield's an 11 out of 10, it won't get people to sell their PlayStation. It's like, what the fuck?
What? Why should they sell a PlayStation? You more
What do they need to? What does that have to do with anything?
what that has to do with Xbox? He should be more worried about people buying Xboxes.
Exactly.
Just keep PlayStation out your mouth. Just worry about Xbox.
Like
That's
you,
I don't know.
if your mentality is we don't need to make good games because it won't get people to sell their PlayStation, like I know that's not what he means, but that's how it sounds.
That's how it
And yeah,
sounds.
that's because they caught him on a bad day.
They did
So
call him at a bad thing. They really
I don't know.
did.
He shouldn't have done that interview, man. It just looks so bad for them.
Yep, and they giving these trolls more ammunition to throw at the Xbox fanboys. So yeah, let's get on PlayStation. We've been on Xbox for a while.
Oh yeah,
Like I
let's get a
said,
PlayStation. Let's get hyped because that PlayStation show is gonna be fire, man.
so so of course this is this Wednesday. You know what time it
Yeah,
comes on?
1 p.m. my time, so 3 for you.
Oh shit! So I gotta hurry up and hell, I get off at work at 3 o'clock. So I
Just
got
watch it
to
later.
so I gotta
Yeah,
hurry up and well, I don't want to rush on. I'm gonna just stay off of Twitter.
yeah, just to avoid Twitter. Yeah,
I'm
because
avoid
Dreamcast
Twitter.
guy's gonna ruin every single thing for
I
you.
can't stand that ugly son of a bitch. But anyway.
Damn.
So okay, out of nowhere, PlayStation they announced that their showcase is going. It's going. I'm not sure if they're gonna be live or gonna be a pre-recorded video on Wednesday, June. What day is that? June 20.
Oh, it's this Wednesday, so it'll be May 24th this
I mean,
month.
yo, May 24th. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
So basically, there's a lot of predictions, and I believe it's supposed to be an hour-long show. So. Of
yeah.
course, we know for a fact we're going to get more gameplay footage of Spider-Man and the
Oh
release
yes.
date, most definitely.
How about the release
And
date? But we'll definitely see gameplay.
we definitely gonna see gameplay. So
Yeah,
there's been rumors of a Ghost of Tsushima 2. I don't even know if that's even true or not, but the game been out for a few years, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do get some type of announcement. They don't got to give us gameplay, but I do kind of expect them mention anything about Ghost of Tsushima. Uh, Wolverine. The last time we checked, we got a little like 10
just a
second
teaser. I don't think they'll
teaser.
show Wolverine, to be honest.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think if because it'll dilute Spider-Man, so I don't think they want to do that.
Fair enough. So Sony has been quiet this whole entire year. They haven't. I don't think they released anything this year besides that
Just
DLC.
Horizon DLC. Yeah.
So Yeah, like it's been kind of quiet since God of War Ragnarok came out. So
Again, they can afford to though.
yeah,
They're in
they
first
can
place.
afford to because they
Yeah.
they they ship good quality games.
Yep.
So
They left off in a banger and their sales are on top, so they can kind of be quiet and nobody cares, right?
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't give people reasons to shit on them because their game is great, you know. And I
Yeah,
love God of War
exactly.
Ragnarok. It's an awesome game. You know, the only thing I didn't like about it is those little puzzles that they gotta hold your hand. I can't stand that shit. It is so stupid. They need to fix that shit. So my predictions, I really think of course we're gonna get release date Spider Man. I think we're gonna get some type of mention of Ghost of Tsushima. I'm very excited about Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if you played it. It's an awesome freaking game. I played the
I
DLC. It
am
was awesome.
waiting for the PC port, which I believe will be announced at this show.
Okay, cool. So and I do expect to hear more about Silent Hill, and which I am excited about. I know you're not a horror game fan. I love me some horror games. And since they got some type of partnership with Konami, I expect to
Oh
hear
yeah,
something
they're
about
yeah.
Castlevania. I'm expected to hear about that
We're
Metal
gonna
Gear
get like a
Solid
Konami
3.
bomb drop on that show.
But then again, coming from Jess, he don't think that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is going to be exclusive coming from him. So,
I don't think Sony's gonna let that one slide.
dude, I swear if that become an exclusive to PlayStation, dude, there's gonna be a lot of backlash going towards Phil Spencer. A game that huge should not be exclusive, man. I'm been that a game that huge should not be exclusive. Like PlayStation has been they keep doing that, taking these huge ass games that normally be multi-plat to put on their system, you know, as an exclusive, and that really forced Microsoft hands to purchase a freaking publisher of Bethesda to take Starfield off them. So
The thing that I don't understand is how does Sony keep doing this though? Like Microsoft is aware that they make these deals. So like how
mm-hmm.
does Microsoft not get ahead of this and be like, "Hey, if Sony tries to offer you one of these deals, we'll pay you even more so it doesn't happen."
That is so strange since they got so much money.
They have so much more money. That's the part that doesn't make any
That
sense to
doesn't
me.
make no sense. I
To the
really
point
don't.
where you have to believe Microsoft just lets it happen and they don't even try to fight it. Because you cannot tell me that Sony can outbid them. It's literally not possible.
It's impossible. It is. It
Yeah.
is. I
So
don't
like
know.
I don't want to talk about Xbox anymore because we're past that part. But you know what I mean? Like that shit doesn't make any sense.
No, it don't. It really
Yeah.
don't. So, um, do you think we might get? Oh yeah, yeah. Last of Us attractions. I'm pretty.
The multiplayer thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely we're gonna see that.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see something on that. And do you think we might get a teaser of Last of Us 3?
Honestly, no. Just because I think they want to focus on the multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been so long and they haven't said anything about it really. So I don't think they want to like show two things at once because they can always save part three for any that's a different show, right? They don't have to use it here.
But then again, it did came out back in 2020, so it might be like another 2-3 years down the
Yeah, because
line,
their games
maybe.
usually take 5 years, right? So
Yeah.
I don't see the point personally of them showing part three when they haven't even showed us the multiplayer yet. So I don't see the need for it.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That's always something they can do at next year's show.
Yeah, it could be. So I got to. So if this ABK deal goes through, what do you think? What do you think Genron going to do? What do you think was going to happen if this falls through? Because you already know this whole entire fiasco between Microsoft and Sony. So what do you think will be PlayStation's strategy to, I guess, to throw another counter attack towards Microsoft because
More third
that
party exclusive deals.
that is two huge publishers taken away from PlayStation's platform, and now PlayStation have left is Ubisoft. They still got the Of course, they can get the Japanese.
I mean, they
Freaking.
basically own Square Enix.
They basically, since
And
Sony is
they
a
at this point they basically own Konami.
well, they all a Japanese company, so
Yeah,
it's
like
gonna
all the Japanese companies are gonna gravitate to them first.
that is
Other
true.
than maybe Sega. Sega doesn't really seem to do that. Sega likes to play pretty fair, to be honest. Like the more
Well,
so than the other Japanese
well,
companies.
but
Yeah,
then again, Sega and Microsoft always
they always have had a good relationship.
they go way back since the Dreamcast and the original Xbox days. Like, what do you think the Xbox got their button layout? A, B, X, Y. They got it from the Dreamcast controller. The color of
Yeah,
the buttons came from the Dreamcast.
I still wish Xbox would buy Sega instead of Activision.
It really makes more sense.
Yeah,
That's
but so
been
Sony, like they could actually probably approach Capcom because Sony apparently still has several $billion left for acquisitions for the year and next year. So
yeah.
like that's not off the table. I don't know if Capcom wants to be bought anymore because they're doing really well now.
All
But
right.
Sony will buy somebody just to flex.
I honestly think it makes more sense for them to get Sega because it will basically eliminate a lot of their Japanese issues, Japanese games, because Sega they got the highly acclaimed Persona series. I really love the series. With all so people can stop crying about Final Fantasy VII, and now they can get Persona. They can get the Persona series. And of course, Sega still got. I don't know if you ever played Skies of Arcadia. That is another game that's been, I guess you could say, rumored to have a remaster or a remake. That's been a rumor for a minute, and I think Sega's supposed to show up this year at the Summer Games Fest. So and plus, I think it's a done deal with Persona 3 remake and Jet Set Radio.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
looked like that was yeah. I think that's real. I really think that's real. I
I
saw
think
the
it's real
leak.
too
That's
because
a
like
leak.
Sega said they want more remasters anyways, right?
Yeah, because we've been asking for that for a very long time.
Yeah. So like I expect that. I don't know if it'll be shown at the Sony show, but like it'll be shown soon.
Yeah. So I guess back to the Sony show. So what do you expect to see?
Spider-Man, obviously. It's too early for the next Horizon game. It's too early for God of War. Uh, what else? Think it's too early for Ratchet and Clank. I mean, I expect to see a couple PC ports. Like I expect Ghost of Tsushima. I expect Ratchet and Clank PC. I expect obviously The Last of Us multiplayer. I expect to see that. But like I think it's gonna be a lot of stuff we don't know about because there's a lot of like we don't really know a lot about what Sony has coming for the next few years. They haven't really shown a lot, so I think we're gonna be excited and probably see those Konami games, the one you were just talking about, like Metal Gear, Castlevania, Silent Hill. I think those will be at the show. That
Think
kind of
so.
makes sense. Yeah.
So
Either way, like for an hour, there's a lot of good stuff. I just hope they don't pad it with a bunch of stupid VR games because like
I hope not.
PSVR 2 has been a huge fail for them, so hopefully they don't try to shove that down everyone's throat.
I still think they're gonna mention something about VR because they just released that less than a year ago. Like they can't
It's
just
only
let
been
it
a few
die.
months, but it seems like a
Oh,
huge flop for them.
I do expect a couple announcements on VR because people that they didn't buy that damn VR set for no damn reason for them to just completely abandon it like they did the Vita.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're really trying all that hard with the VR.
Mm. What about multiplayer wise? We already know that Sony is great with single
They
player
have
games.
several live service games in production, apparently, but we haven't seen any of them. So I would imagine we'd see some, but again, we don't know what they are, so it's kind of hard to guess what kind of game they'd be.
I'm pretty sure Bungie has something to do with it since they now own them.
Yeah, but Bungie's job is to just keep making Destiny, though.
So what's the point of them buying Bungie just for Destiny? Xbox get to still
Keep
play
raking
Destiny.
in all the money because it's the same thing like Minecraft. Like Microsoft puts Minecraft anywhere and rakes in all the money. Sony
That's
wants a game
true.
like that, right? It's like a moneymaker.
Well, that's true, but they don't have a studio that specializes in multiplayer like Bungie. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
the other benefit of owning Bungie is you have Bungie's expertise and you have Bungie's technology, which
Hmm.
helps them with multiplayer games. So that's a huge help for them because they are terrible in multiplayer games.
Yeah,
That's Sony's
that's a huge
biggest
help.
weakness.
But who's gonna be the
Yeah,
talent to create these games though? Who's gonna be the talent?
they'll
You need the
acquire
talent.
somebody, but like these guys will help. That's the point,
Yeah,
right? They have the technology to help.
I sure hope so. But rumor is there are a lot of some of their live service game has been canceled. If you have been paying attention to some of those rumors,
Yeah, because they probably had too many going at once, and there's no point. They can't sustain them
yeah,
all.
they can't
Yeah.
sustain them because they not hiring enough talent. Maybe they spending too much time on trying to keep up with Destiny. But if you're going to hire, I guess buy a studio that specializes in multiplayer, then maybe they need to hire more people that's that actually have a lot of experience on making those type of service based games. That's probably where they fell short. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They just I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I guess they just kind of have that same that same issue as Bethesda with multiplayer because they just don't have much experience in multiplayer. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Who I know? I'm just a freaking Xbox fanboy, right? Hmm.
Either way, I'm excited for this show because I know eventually these games will all come to PC, and then I can play the ones that I'm excited about. I just really want to see Spider-Man because Spider-Man and Miles Morales are like two of my favorite games. So
Hey,
Spider-Man 2,
when's that movie coming out anyway? Miles Morales.
this week I think, either this week or next week. It's pretty soon.
Are you serious? Damn, I forgot.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be awesome.
I just saw that Fast X yesterday.
I'm gonna watch that next week.
Man, they would not let that movie die, man. Let it die.
Apparently, it's gonna be a three-part finale.
I know, man. I forgot at the end of that movie. I was like, "That's it." Yeah, it was my daughter like, "Yeah, Daddy supposed to make it to 3 parts." God damn it!
You don't turn your back on family.
Oh man, but no, it is a good movie. But dang, but they just won't let this movie die. Probably because they make so much damn
Too much
money.
money,
It's
man.
too
It's too
much
much
money.
money. Yeah.
Some people they said they stopped watching it because they took their focus off of street racing, but it's just street racing not making the money.
Yeah, it's true. So street racing is such a small part of it now.
Oh, very, very shit. Last time I checked, I think they made over 400 million in the box office, something like that. Oh shit, yeah, yeah, they making a lot of money. I'll tell you that. But
Oh
no,
yeah.
it's a good movie. It's a good movie. You're gonna be surprised on who you saw at
Oh,
the
this
end.
is definitely this is an Alex year for movies. I get Fast and Furious, I get Transformers, I get Spider-Man,
Hold on,
got John Wick, I got Mario.
there's a Transformers coming
Gee.
out.
Yep, in June. It's like a week after my birthday.
I didn't even know there's one coming out. Who's in? Is Mark Wahlberg in there?
No,
John Cena?
it's
John Cena
new people.
again?
Yeah.
God dang! What
I
happened
think
to
they're
the?
all kind of unknown people. I've never seen these people
I don't
before.
know about that unknown. I don't know. You gotta have some star power in there. You gotta have some star power because they had who was in the last one? I know John Cena was in the last one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in Bumblebee. Yeah.
Bumblebee. Oh, okay.
He was actually really good in that movie.
Did he retire in wrestling because he's more Hollywood now?
He's like semi-retired. He barely shows up now.
Cause he came out and he said he called himself a hypocrite because he
Yeah,
criticized
because he lambasted The Rock
the
for doing
Rock for
that.
doing that.
Yeah.
Now he called himself a
Now he's doing
hypocrite.
the exact same thing. Yeah.
God dang.
The Rock paved the way for him, so he owes The Rock everything.
So he was the first Hollywood wrestler, wasn't
Oh
he? The
yeah,
Rock.
for sure. Yeah.
Because I don't think nobody else made it. Of course,
Nope.
Batista, he's Hollywood too.
Batista now too. Yeah, yeah.
I think he retired. He don't wrestle no more, do he?
He retired years ago. Yeah.
So you got The Rock, Batista, John Cena. I don't know. Roman Reigns might be next.
Maybe Roman's the guy right now. He's the top guy. You have to acknowledge your tribal chief.
Oh. Hmm. So, I guess I can't really think of anything else. Is there any more predictions with the PlayStation Showcase?
Uh, Not really. I'm just ready to be excited and surprised. Like PlayStation, the big shows from PlayStation usually always hit really well.
I hope so, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I just hope everybody hits, man. You know, we gotta have competition, man.
Oh yeah.
Competition, competition. Because you know, if there's
I'm
competition, then
ready to see some Spider-Man. I want to see what they do with Venom.
we didn't really talk much about Nintendo. What do you think they're gonna do? Are they even gonna show up?
They don't need to. They just dropped the game of the year already. They've already won. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah. But well, come on, man. Like,
They don't like honestly, they don't need to do anything for the rest of the year. They're still gonna win game of the year and be in all the headlines again at the end of the year. So what's the point? Like Pikmin 4, who cares?
I don't know, man. The game of the year is pretty tough this year, man. If
It's
Starfield,
really not like
dude,
I'm not the guy to like
look.
I don't really even give a shit about Tears of the Kingdom, at least not yet, but like I'm not gonna pretend like anything else even has a
So,
chance. Like
what
come on.
happened if Starfield became the next Skyrim or better than Skyrim? I don't know, man. People love Skyrim.
I
If
don't
that,
think it will, but like
you don't
it's not
think
out of
so?
it's not at the outer realm of possibility. Maybe
If that's
Starfield is the game that could, I
if that
guess.
became the biggest RPG ever and scored better than Skyrim, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I consider it unlikely, but we'll see.
Really? So you just know Zelda just got it in the bag?
They got it in the bag, man.
I don't know, man. Let's just wait and see. Don't
I'll
don't.
say it. Okay. I'll say it this way. It's Nintendo's year to lose then, because they are clearly the front runner.
Well, of course, the Metacritic score, like if Starfield, let's say they have the exact same Metacritic score, it's gonna be kind of hard. That's gonna be a tough one.
If they're the exact same Metacritic score, then Starfield will win because it's new.
That is true. That is new.
It's not just a sequel, because the sequels will always lose out to something new that's as good quality.
That's why
Just because,
Resident
yeah,
Evil 4 remake will not. It's gonna be it will be nominated for Game of the Year, but it's not gonna
right.
win because
It's a
it's a
remake. Yeah,
remake. I honestly think they need to have their own category though.
yeah, because there's so many remakes and remasters now. They should have their own category, like best remake remaster of the year.
Even though me personally, it's right now it is my Game of the Year, Resident Evil 4, remake. But of course,
For me, currently it's Hi-Fi Rush,
High
but
Five.
that might change after I play Jedi Survivor.
I still need to get back on High Five Rush.
Oh, I love that game. Everything about that game is right up my alley. I loved everything about that game.
But I would say, does that fall in the indie category? Or I don't know.
No, it's made by Tango.
Man, it's gonna. Man, I feel bad for High
It's
Five
more like
Rush.
it's more like a double A game because like it wasn't their main team.
It's gonna get swallowed up by Zelda. It's not gonna
I
win.
know. Well, it is what it is.
So
But it's like you can't take away its high scores. Like it's still a great game. People loved it,
yeah.
even though Jeff Grubb's out here trying to say the game did poorly.
Oh
But
yeah.
you know how he rolls. He just says shit to say shit and then lies and apologizes later, and everyone just fucking forgets.
uh, I guess
I can't
Gord.
stand that guy, bro.
Oh really? I,
Oh, I can't stand Jeff Grubb. He is the biggest like fake dude I've ever seen on the internet. Oh, I heard these rumors, blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't actually mean that. Oh, I'm
but
sorry, guys. I
don't he
apologize.
normally don't he normally be right sometimes?
Sometimes, like, where's the fucking Zelda blowout? Still waiting.
Oh yeah.
This guy just says shit to say shit, man. I
That's
can't stand him.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
After he said that, that's when was it Aaron Greenberg came out and he debunked it.
Immediately
He
debunked
immediately
him. Like, just
debunked it.
shut your stupid ass up, making shit up.
It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy because those PlayStation fanboys,
they ran with it.
they ran
Yeah.
with it. They still don't believe Aaron Greenberg. They was, oh yeah, Jeff was right. Jeff was right.
Uh-huh.
Anything that's negative, boy, they will run with it, man.
I'm glad that like everybody knows that I think Greenberg's a clown, but I'm glad he came out and he's just like, no, that's not true. Like,
uh, God dang, that is crazy.
it's good. They need to say shit like that because like these kind of stupid rumors, they come up and people just run with it, and then that's the narrative.
Yeah, yeah, Aaron Greenberg. I don't know. I honestly think they need another person because He's more of a yes man to me. He don't really do his job well. He's supposed to be their marketing guy, right?
Yeah, he's
He
their head
does
of
a
marketing.
he does a bad job marketing anything. That's one thing that's one of their
Unless it's like
main
a controller or a fridge or something.
that's one of my main criticisms with Microsoft. Is their marketing team.
Oh,
They
they're horrible at
suck.
marketing.
They
They suck.
suck.
They're terrible. Yeah.
They suck at marketing badly. I don't know. I
They're
just
yeah, especially compared to Sony, like Sony is so good at marketing.
oh yeah.
They're like in a class of their own.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll cut throat you too.
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
That's the stuff they gotta work on.
I don't know. Maybe I just think there's a conflict of interest between him and Phil Spencer. They got a buddy friendship going on. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm sure they've worked together for so long, right?
Yeah, but he's not really doing his job the way he needs to be doing it.
Yeah,
'Cause-
they're always fumbling over nonsense.
yeah, that is true. And that's something you need to learn from PlayStation, man. You gotta have competition.
Yep.
You gotta have competition. Just look at Sony. They the first one to throw out that $70 price tag on our games. You know why? Because there's no fucking competition.
Yeah.
That's why they
Well,
get away with that mess.
you notice like how PlayStation and Xbox are like so different in this way. Sony only speaks when it's important,
Yeah.
and they only speak when they have something good to say. Like Xbox is always talking. They're always tweeting. They're always saying bullshit, nonsense, always. So, but like PlayStation, when they drop an interview or something, it's huge news because they don't do it often, and when they do, it's big news. But Xbox is like, oh, hey, blah blah blah. Here's a new stupid controller. Oh, here's another new controller. Oh, here's a fucking fifth controller this week, guys. Oh, Xbox is great. They gotta stop doing that shit, man. It's too much.
I'm sick of these damn controllers, man.
There's too many fucking controllers.
There's too many controllers, man. I don't know. Sometimes I do praise Phil Spencer for turning the Xbox.
Of course,
around,
yeah. Nobody can ever take that away from him.
You can't take that away from him because it would.
There would literally be no Xbox without Phil Spencer.
Yeah. But his other strategy, I'm just not a big fan of. I do like Game Pass. I do like that. But
I like a lot of the stuff he's done. It's just I don't like this mentality
this third
he
place
has of not securing. Yeah, this third placement. Like they're content with being third place.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. He doesn't have that killer edge.
So,
A lot of the stuff he's done is fantastic. Like the Play Anywhere stuff, the Game Pass, making the most powerful console. All this stuff that he's done really, really good. Like he did a great job. But just like this, them seemingly being okay, always being a third is not okay.
So there's a headline from IGN saying that freaking Starfield's their last glimmer of hope.
For this year, it absolutely is.
They kind of make it seem like for good. I know everybody.
Bro, if honestly, if Starfield comes out and it's a fucking dud, it's game over. Like, forget it. Just sell your fucking Xbox, call it a day.
Yeah, if it's a dud, then I honestly think you think this. You
just
think
give up at that point,
dude. You think Redfall was the storm? Shit.
Like I
Dude,
said, man, if this game's not
hurricane.
a 90 minimum, it's a fail. If it's like a 60 game, I don't think it will be, to be honest. I don't think it'll be a 60. But like if it is, Jesus, just sell your Xbox as it's over.
That's crazy. Ooh, well then, Phil Spencer, he has a lot of confidence in it. I hope it. I just hope it turns out to be a good game, man.
It better be, because like they see potential in it. They've actually been helping with this one, so I expect it to be good. I don't expect it to be a Redfall. I'm just saying, if it is, then it's like there's nothing that can be done at that point.
I got you. I guess after that, is there anything else? Or you think we can wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. I want to go watch the Mario movie. I bought it on the Microsoft Store digitally. So I'm going to go watch that because I didn't get to watch it in the theaters with my kid. I want him to see it.
Gotcha. All right. Wrap it up. So, yeah, it was another episode of the, I guess you could say, the Alex and Real Show. We're going to try to have the game back next week. I guess it depends on if we get them.
A Street Fighter episode next week with Nick and Amazu.
oh, gosh, right. When does that come out? I forgot.
They're playing it right now.
Now
Well, I
when
know Amazon's playing. I don't know if Nick's playing. I
when's
think.
the full release?
Oh, I have no idea.
You have
I
no
don't pay
okay.
attention. I don't care about fighting games.
So okay, all right. We'll try to. That's right. I got family coming up next Sunday. We'll figure it out. If it's not next Sunday, then we'll try Monday. God dang it, we over trying to do this around your schedule, Alex.
I know my schedule's rough.
I see, man. But we'll see. If we can't do next Sunday, then we could try. We could try to shoot for Monday. Oh,
Oh, okay.
but then
Yeah, that
again,
works too.
Memorial Day. Are you off? Oh, that's right. That's American holiday.
When's that?
Memorial Day. I don't think y'all celebrate that.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
That's
that
a
like next week or something?
yeah. Next Monday. That's an American holiday.
Well, I'm off Monday regardless. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So since you off and we all be off, maybe we can try to get it
Yeah,
early.
just do it Monday then, if you guys are off anyways.
Okay. Okay. In that case, if everybody's off on Monday, then maybe we could try to do an early show instead of waiting so late. I guess
I
depends.
would still have to be around this time because I have to pick up my wife from work.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Unless it's like way earlier.
She still doesn't drive.
No.
Dang. Why?
Plus, I get my massage on Monday, so I can't be home till around this time.
Oh, I got you. I got you. She
I get
doesn't
a yeah.
she doesn't know how to drive, or she don't want to drive.
Don't wanna.
Really? Oh, that sucks. You got to drive in today's age, man. I got a
I
cousin.
know.
I got a cousin just like that. She 50 years old, and her mom just turned 72 years old, still driving her to work.
Oh damn.
I'm like, yeah. I don't know how she gets around, but it is crazy. But yeah, I guess let's go and get up out of here, man. Go and watch your Mario movie. Whatever little time I got left, gotta go to sleep and wake up at 5:30 a.m. my time. But yeah,
Oh damn.
it was a good episode. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody joining us and the people that's gonna watch after this stream goes live. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate the subscribe, the clicks, the share the button. We could try to make this a weekly podcast again. And like I say, I didn't forget y'all. I know y'all been messaging me on Twitter, messaging me on the Discord. I didn't go nowhere. I'm here. I'm still here. I'm
It's just scheduling conflicts. A lot of
yes,
it's my
yes.
fault.
There's a lot of scheduling conflicts that's going on. So yeah, we
And
gonna be
as
better.
usual, just blame Nick, guys.
Blame Nick.
Blame Nick.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, appreciate everybody coming out, and we will see y'all. Oh yeah, do your outro before you get out. The outro.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right, thanks for coming, guys. This is Alex Prime and another episode of the Alex Real Show. This is a lot of fun. Hopefully, PlayStation kills it on Wednesday and Xbox kills it in June. And everyone enjoy your games for the rest of the year.
Gotcha. Appreciate you for coming, and this is your boy Rick Gamer 27. And appreciate y'all guys for coming, and we will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.